much. Welcome to the Christian View, where we take today's hot topics. We weigh them against the Word of God, because God does have a view in all things. And we're just so excited today to have with us as a guest co-host, Kelly Ingram. Some of you may know her from watching her on TV, host
Friends and Neighbors.
There you go. And she's going to
I'm so glad you watched, Jackie. I'm so glad you're a fan.
Actually, I have been on there with you a couple of times. And I have loved it. And, you know, Kelly is just one of those that's always upbeat. If you're down, she lifts you up. She makes you laugh. She can sing. And you would never know what Kelly deals with in her house. And she's going to talk to us a little bit about that today, about having a special needs child in your home and what that's like. And I've always said, God gives special needs kids to special moms.
Yeah. You know, Kelly, I just want to say that you are such a contender for doing such a wonderful job raising a child with special needs. Now, I'm a parent of 7, so I saw on the web info that you had on your bio that one of the things that you do is cage fighting.
I do.
So does that have anything to do with how you handle your situation? Because I'll take notes, and if there's something I need to enroll in, let me know.
Girl, I could show you how to choke somebody out in 5 seconds. Wow. And I mean, it brings them down to your level and everything. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly why I got involved into doing that. Now it's a hobby. I love doing it. As a matter of fact, I got a match tonight at 7 o'clock. Wow. Basically, what happened was I have a child that's getting older and older and older. Yeah. And on the spectrum, he is moderately autistic, which means what keeps him from being severe is he can communicate. He speaks words. You know, like when you had toddlers of your own and they would babble, only you could understand them, and everybody look at you and go, what did he say? Well, he said he wanted a cookie. But no, you know, they totally didn't get that. Right. He still speaks that way, but he's 16. He was 6'1", 270 pounds, and very violent. And I was 5'5" and overweight myself, and I was unable to handle my household. Now, I have another son that's 12 that, you know, is a much smaller, that I felt like I could not protect. And when you can't protect your own and you can't run your own house, you better do something about it. So I enrolled my little one in Taekwondo. And he was doing very, very well, doing his belts, getting on up there, you know, starting to, you know, he was doing it, getting it done, breaking boards. But I was sitting in the gallery one day, and I was watching him do it, and my older one, the one with autism, came up behind me and hammer-fisted me right in the spine. And when he did, I went numb from the base of my neck all the way down to my toe. It just like, you know, a ripple effect. The instructor stopped the class, walked over to me, and he said, I can show you how to stop that in 5 seconds.
Just what you needed to
Just what I said to you. And I said, okay, show me. Well, he said, well, stand right here, and I'll stand right here. And the next thing I knew, I was looking up at the ceiling. And I said, what happened? He done flipped me over, throwed me down, and had a forearm in my neck. And I was like, show me more, Sensei. Yes, Mr. Miyagi.
Kelly, I have to ask you, though, you don't flip your son over and
have you had to
I mean, how
well, I'm
far
getting
do you carry it?
I'm going to be graphic. I promise you, I'm getting there.
Well, and I can relate to that. I had a son that was oppositional defiant, and so he wasn't to that extreme, but he got stronger. I mean, he was athletic.
They do.
He was in gymnastics at a young age, and so I started lifting weights when he got about 10 years old.
Is that why you started lifting weights?
Absolutely why I started lifting weights.
So
because I needed to get, but well, it kind of that rolls into that. But I fell in love with it, and I still lift weights today. But it did start out of a desire to be able to maintain control when he would get upset or when he would get angry.
Absolutely. Well, you know, he has no control at all. Once he gets enraged or has what we call a meltdown, he becomes blinded, and he just comes at you with everything he has. So at 6'1", 270, he could just pummel me. Well, he was home watching the Teletubbies, which gets on my nerves so bad I can't stand it anyway.
Were they violent?
Lord, well, no, but I become violent when I listen to it for more than 5 minutes. But he rewinds and fast forwards, rewinds and fast forwards, and watches the same thing. And it was, uh-oh, over go. Uh-oh, and then because I'm going crazy now. So I went over there and told him, to lower the volume. Well, he didn't do it. So I walked over there and did it myself. And my inner ninja just saw him coming out of the back, out of my peripheral vision. He come up behind me to do it again. Girl, I grabbed his arm, chicken winged him, had him on the ground, had him choked out, and he was going, Mommy! In 2 seconds. It was awesome.
It would just be great. I have a 14-year-old, and he's almost 6 foot, you know?
Yeah.
And he had to get off the game and wash dishes the other day, and he had attitude. I'm thinking like something like that would really work.
Listen, all you have to do is one time, and then other 6, you would never have a problem.
Right, exactly.
You've got to make an example out of him.
You know, I understand what you're saying in gaining control, but can it be carried too far? I mean, I think a lot of people watching are going to say, are we taking it too far? Where do you come where it becomes almost violence? I mean, if you're choking him out, I'm just saying.
No.
I
and
understand
I hear you, and
what
I feel you, and I can tell you this. If I'm injured at my house, or if I'm hurt at my house, you got to think to yourself, well, if he injures my youngest one, the state potentially can come in and remove him from my home.
Oh my goodness.
So how much is too much?
Yeah.
If I get him to the point now to where I can control him,
Right.
and we go out in public and he assaults another female, how much is too much?
Yeah.
I would rather do maybe too much sometimes.
Yes.
I live a very graphic life.
I'm sure you
and
do.
when I've had my tooth chipped, my nose busted, broken, and bleeding, and my cheekbone just about fractured but cut wide open from him punching me, how much is too much? I now have learned through martial arts how to therapeutic hold. I don't go toe-to-toe with him and, you know, and punch him in the face and punch him in the stomach. I hold him until he can catch his breath and he can calm down and he can refocus and center himself. If you were in my house and you saw me do it, you would think I was abusing my child. Absolutely, because I do choke him. I put my hand in his throat and I hold him down. And while he's thrashing, he's sweating, he's turning red in the face. But he doesn't do it to my younger son.
Right.
I've never had the state come in and say, okay, you know, we got to take this kid because he's violent towards your youngest one.
You're doing something right there.
Well, my youngest one is now, he just got his black belt. So if brother does come after him, my youngest son can now do the same therapeutic holds that we have shown him how to do. The problem is school. They're not allowed to touch him. They're not allowed to therapeutic hold.
wow.
And the last 2 days in a row, and I'm waiting on my phone, it's somewhere, I hid it. The police have called me and said, you got to come get him from school.
Thank you so much. Stay with us. We're coming back with more with Kelly Ingram. Thank you.